Best picture there with Budgie on the floor.
So Sneyd, the Challenge Cup is a competition that's prestigious in its own right, but certainly has a special affinity with you. What we've got in front of you here is a selection of your experiences through the years, and we're going to see what memories they sort of bring back for you.
Yeah.
So if you just flip over that first one there, we've got a very fresh-faced Marc Sneyd. Just first of all, before you even started playing, what were your early memories of the Challenge Cup as a kid?
Obviously loved it. Used to always make kind of a big deal out of the cup, obviously, with it. BBC used to do, like, the coverage was mega, and used to just enjoy watching the games and seeing all the different fans going to Wembley to watch the games, and just the atmospheres and everything. Yeah, it was always good to watch.
And that particular game against KR, I believe, was one of your first experiences as a player. What was that like?
Yeah, obviously that's going back very long way. What is it, 12 years ago? So yeah, obviously I was always just happy around that time to be within the team. But obviously, if that's my first Challenge Cup one, that will have been quite a special moment, I can imagine. Yeah.
And that game was at the Willows, a ground held very deep in virtually every Salford fan's hearts. What were your memories of that place?
Oh, I loved it. I did. Playing there, the atmosphere of that shed was incredible. Obviously, anyone who went down into the changing rooms and saw what that was like, I could imagine it being a fairly intimidating place to go and play if you was the away team. Ducking down while you had to sit down, the amount of times you bang your head and what have you in them changing rooms were incredible. But just the noise you got from that shed was always something special, and yeah, it was good.
And the next two there, of course, images from that unbelievable comeback against Warrington in the 2016 final. That ended a 74-year drought for FC2. I mean, in terms of nerves going into that game, that must have been right up there, or wasn't it none?
No, it definitely was. It was. It added, because in all, you got told fairly regularly about the cup and how long it had been since they'd won a trophy, and you obviously have the rivalry with KR, and they had songs for one another, and yeah, it was absolute carnage. So to go and do that was pretty impressive, and it was an incredible day. To be fair, yeah, it was outstanding. Yeah.
Here we go, it's up in the air, you're right, Jippy. High one from Sneyd, up it goes, Sandell is the target, it is taken, and it is scored! Oh my word! Where they're going this time, Sneyd puts it up in the air, big lead, and back it comes, and inside, and not that minute winner! Jamie Shaw, underneath the sticks, the black and whites are bouncing up and down! Down at the years, for generations to come, Hull fans will talk about that kick, and this is that kick. All that history, all that heartbreak of never having won at Wembley, this could be the moment in which all of that is rewritten and forgotten. Marc Sneyd settles in for the biggest kick of his life. As simple as it is, he has to put it over, and he has put it over. And Hull, with only minutes to go, find themselves in a winning position.
And like you said, if there was any nerves, it certainly didn't show. I was watching it back yesterday, and I know your kicking led to 2 tries, but I don't know if you remember the 40-20 that really turned the contest in that game.
But they're on the 5th tackle, and they're not on the halfway yet, so Hull really are up against it just at the moment. Sneyd gets a kick away from behind the 40-metre mark, and it goes out of play. And you talk about moments in matches, that could be massive.
Yeah. Just tell me, with games like a final, are you playing the moments like purely on adrenaline, or have you got to sort of take yourself out of the occasion and compose yourself?
Yeah, I think for the first one, I tried to just, I kind of stayed away, especially this one against Warrington. I tried not to really buy into how big of a game it actually was, obviously, as best I could, because you're in the thick of it, you understand how important it is, not just for the team, but for everybody, all the fans and everybody else involved. So it's difficult to do that, but Yeah, I tried my best to kind of stay away and just play it as another game and play my game as best I could, which was probably a flip side to the year after, where I full on soaked every last minute of it up in the build up and listened to every interview that anybody had going into that game, and I proper savoured it because I can't fully remember everything about that game, that first game. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, moving on quite nicely. Any of them next four were from the year on. You obviously won the prestigious Lance Todd Trophy in them first two, but
yeah,
you won it back to back in them one. This time beating Wigan, to win it back to back must have been a special feeling.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, you don't go into games looking to win a man of the match. It's just like that. The trophy is the main thing, but the back-to-back Lance Todd was incredible for me. Just all round incredible for me. Yeah. That's the best picture there with Budgie on the floor.
Kelly steps back inside, still gets it away. Here's Sneyd. Sneyd with a kick to the corner. The big leap, the huge leap by Fatui Talanoa. You're looking for that 20th Challenge Cup final win here today. Record extending, but what about this kick? Oh yes! Oh yes! What a fantastic kick that is from Marc Sneyd. Just held short on tackle 5. So the 6th, Sneyd puts the kick up again. The reach by Griffin. The ball goes backwards. It's collected by Mahe Fanoa, who'll claim a second whole try.
And just tell me, you just told us off camera about the memories of that photo about you and your family.
So all my brother-in-law and a couple of mates are on that picture there. It's quite a good picture that I always like looking back at that one.
And I'm interested in finding about Wembley actually. It was at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last year, but what is it like playing on such a hallowed turf?
A bit surreal. I think playing on the day is probably a lot it's not easy, I wouldn't say, but it's enjoyable to do. It's an enjoyable thing to do, but I think the fact that you get to train on it the day before an empty stadium really helps. Because for people that have never played there, you can imagine it kind of swallowing you up a little bit and it kind of taking its toll on you. But you get to train on the pitch the day before, and you genuinely, that's like, I enjoyed that, not as much, but quite highly enjoyed that training session where you can hear every kick of a ball and every shout echoes around the stadium and all that. It's incredible, and obviously chuffed to bits to have been able to do that.
I feel like we've glossed over him in the games, but if you turn over 8 and 9, that's from the Lance Todd dinner. You obviously didn't just win the title back to back, you won the Lance Todd Trophy as well. I mean, that is probably, would you say, the most proud moment of your career?
Yeah, just winning them, I think, winning the trophies as a team. But to be able to do it, and if you have a look at the names on there, and obviously we've got the Lance Todd board in our in our team room. Yeah, it's class, isn't it? Yeah. Don't really know what's there.
No, I was just going to ask about that in the team room. Obviously, we see it every day. What is it like for yourself do you sort of pinch yourself to see your name on there twice, with all the great players that are on it as well?
Yeah, it's obviously one of my proudest things. It's great, so I enjoy doing it, and I do like bringing it up now and again. I'll probably bring it up again this week at some point, going into a cup game. So yeah.
Class. And just bringing it on to present day here. Yeah. Obviously that game against Wigan was a bit disappointing for us last year. But looking at the team and how far they've progressed since then, what do you think you and the boys can do in the competition this year? I
think it's just completely up to us. I think most people would agree with me when I say if we're on, we can beat anybody in the comp. So it's down to us. It's up to us what we want to do. So we'll see.
And Marc Sneyd is the Lance Todd Trophy winner today. We can confirm that for the first time since Paul Wellens did it in 06 and 07, he's a back-to-back Lance Todd Trophy winner.
Well, it's deserved it. It really has deserved it.